Welcome to Automation Hunter, the podcast for entrepreneurs and businesses ready to scale smarter. In this series, Apps, Hacks, and Bounties, your host, Will Christensen, dives into game-changing tools and strategies alongside special guests, sharing insights to boost productivity and solve real business challenges. Ready to innovate? Let's dive in.
All right, welcome everybody to this episode of Automation Hunter. I'm your host, Will Christensen, and I'm the guy all about automate, delegate, eliminate. I have Megan here today, and I'm going to let Megan say her full name because I totally will slaughter the last name if I say it outright. So is it Doberstein?
It's Doberstein, yeah, Doberstein. Yeah,
I nailed it. I should probably gamble today. That was a total gamble. I was guessing if I would say that right. Megan, thank you for joining us. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Northeast Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah,
very cool.
Got a little office here. My house is in Minnetonka, but I travel here every day. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. We're going to talk about three things today, like we do on all of these episodes. We're going to talk about apps, hacks, and bounties. Megan, can you tell us about an app you've come across in the last year that you've been like, wow, this thing is awesome? And if it's an app that we've talked about before, I may dig a little deeper to try to find another. But toss it out there, and we'll chat.
Okay, this one you probably know because you do a lot of editing. I use CapCut, and I feel like it's literally like changed so much. As a CMO, we do a lot of work for early stage clients who are just trying to get something out there, right? Like, so they don't need like high production videos. They don't need like these really expensive editors and all of this stuff. So we do a lot of like social media on Zoom or on like with my camera, like I'm like, just record yourself and I'll edit it. Editing, as you know, takes forever, and it's really
forever
detailed work. Yeah. And I feel like CapCut has made it so much easier. And they also have like a cool AI feature. I don't know if you've used this, but it makes, you could sort of upload a whole like 50-minute Zoom call, and then it chops it up into like 1 to 2 minute videos.
What?
That you could use for on YouTube. Yeah. So
no, I have not seen that yet.
Yeah. And it titles them like perfectly. And like, I just feel like it's really, I just test the titles basically for SEO purposes. Like, does this fit within our list? And it works really nicely. I do like minor editing to it. Sometimes like the beginning picture is like a little weird. So I'll just like replace it.
Okay. So that makes me really excited on multiple levels because Opus Cuts, I think is what it's called. That's another one that I've heard that does exactly what you just described. I've used CapCut before. I have it on my phone, and I have done everything from like, I cut down a tree when I was living in Georgia, and it was a ginormous tree, and we set up a video camera. And so like watching the thing fall is like kind of cool to watch it like slow down. And so like I let it fall once, and then I like let it fall, and then right here I like did slow motion. So like I did a whole bunch of cool, fun little things to this clip in CapCut. And I did it all on my phone. Are you using it on the computer or on your phone?
I use it on my phone if I'm recording for the customer, like on my phone. But otherwise, if it's like a Zoom call that we did, I'll use it on my desktop and
edit on the desktop. The company, Cellular Labs, I'm their fractional podcast host. That's all I do is meet with amazing monetizers of mental capital. That's the name of that podcast, Monetizing Your Mental Capital. And they use CapCut, and they actually ended up letting go of, they had a company that was doing their podcast editing for them, and they decided, no, we're going to do this internally with CapCut. So very excited to hear about how that's changed things for you.
Yeah. It's for someone who's like not totally techie, you know what I mean? Like I'm not embedded like you are in automation and technology, and I'm not like anything creative video wise, like that's not me. I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants here. And so are my customers are like, we don't want like high production video. Like we just
need something.
Pay for that right now. Yeah. Like, so we want something simple, and it looks good. Like it feels like I'm not just putting out something that was fast and furious. Like it feels like it's pretty good quality. And so I think I really like,
beautiful.
I'm in way more than I thought I would be. So it's awesome.
My wife and I, that I have to share this because anecdotally, I think it's very entertaining. My wife and I actually went and I recorded about, I would say 25 minutes in 2 different classrooms at my kids' school. We recorded ourselves we went in and I dressed up as a wizard and she dressed up as a witch, and we did like a cauldron, and
Cool.
showed all the kids. We I'm just going to share my let me share my screen if you will. This was beyond entertaining. So that's my beautiful wife, and you can see we are standing behind our cauldron.
Yes.
And then here is me in my wizard attire.
Awesome.
We had eyeballs and all sorts of like that kind of creepy looking white stuff is sugar. We made root beer, and when the thing was actually going, we had, let's see here. Yeah, it was super fun. So we had a good time allowing all of that to go crazy, and they're my beautiful girls.
Awesome.
But it was a total blast, and had stuff coming out of the cauldron and everything. I've got that video, and I was like, I can't send 50 minutes of video to my family to show them this fun thing we did or post it on social media. Like that is not going to work. But I was like, man, this would be such a cool thing to share because it was a fun thing that we did. And I like was messing around and recorded a bunch of videos. So I'm really excited now to go play with CapCut and see if I can get some good edits out of it without spending a couple hours.
Upload it, and like I've done this like I think 3 or 4 times. So I've been using the app for like about a year, but the AI thing is new, and I just did it like 3 or 4 times, and it's so great because I'm constantly on Zoom, and this is, you know what I mean, and it's really, it's even time consuming sometimes to like get the video out of Zoom, out of the cloud, and like I don't know, it just takes a while to do everything. And so this is, you upload it, and like within 5 minutes it punches out like 5 to 8 little snippets. So it's awesome.
I am excited to try it out. I am literally in the background downloading CapCut as we speak. I like I said, I've got it on my phone, but I hadn't tried it on the desktop yet. So I'm excited to play with that a little bit. Okay, moving to the next category here, and I almost feel like CapCut is an app and a hack because some of the processes that are in there. Yeah. But if any books, tips, or tricks have come, it come to mind as you consider that.
I think a big hack for me this year is time blocking. I know this is not something new, but I just never had the discipline to do it. And this has been super helpful. My watch is like sitting here right now because I took it off because I was like, I'm time blocking. Like I literally have to block, and on Sundays, I look at my calendar, I block off focus time. I turn off my notifications on my phone and take off my watch when I'm doing focus time. And I actually like put pen to paper if that's writing or if it's doing the client work or whatever it needs to be done. But I feel like that has helped my like anxiety. It's helped my like organizational skills just to be able to be like, this is the time to do this task. And that's
Here's my question about that.
We're going to put blinders on. Yeah.
I love it. Here's my question about that. Lots of people have tried time blocking and failed. You have now implemented time blocking and it's working.
Yeah.
What changed?
To be honest, I think it was my willingness. Like a lot of times I've tried time blocking in the past and I would just schedule over it. Right. Like I literally would just be like, okay, I see that I've time blocked it. And however, somebody has emailed me and is like, can you meet here? And I think just being able to be like, no, I can't meet there. Like I have got something else going on. Like just being able to say that and not run over my own stuff, I guess, is one. And having the discipline to like not take the phone call, to not answer the text message, just having more like focused discipline on like actually obeying my own rule.
I like that. So
that sounds like crazy saying it, but like that's literally it's just discipline.
So what helped you build up the discipline? So think back over the last 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
What helped you build up the discipline to get to the place? Because discipline is a muscle, right?
Right.
It's something we can grow, but we only grow through the pain of like living in it, right? And then we get stronger and stronger, and eventually our discipline outweighs our laziness or whatever else you want to call it.
Right.
What did you do to condition yourself?
Well, I've always been like really good at like keeping it together with like, like in my head, I've got my to-do list. I've got my to-do list on my computer. Like I've been really good at like keeping it together to a degree. I feel like this year I was pushed into a different level of busyness, like just more clients, the fact that I'm doing my own thing and I have this other financial piece to worry about, like doing the bookkeeping, doing that, being the lawyer, but, wearing all the like hats kind of thing. So I think I was just sort of forced into more activity, and I was like, I am unable to keep up anymore. And I feel like I've been, it's high anxiety, lots of procrastination. And I was like, what is happening? Why can't I keep up anymore? And so I think the pain has been that it just got to a point where my anxiety level was too high because I saw my inbox overflowing and I couldn't keep up. I saw my calendar overflowing, couldn't keep up. And I also was like, working more at night to try to keep up with this stuff. And the working at night was like the one thing that I was like, I'm not going to do it, because that's why I quit corporate, right? Was because I didn't want to take 9:30 at night calls or 10 o'clock at night calls across the world. Like, I just was like, I'm going to keep things. I wanted to have some time to step away and to not go back to it. And so I think that was a big push too, was just like, now I'm back. Am I really back to where I said I didn't want to be? In just 3 short years or 4 short years. So I think really that was the pain, was just the anxiety got to be too much, and I was getting back to where I didn't want to be. And so I was like, how do I train myself to not give in to other people's requests all the time? So
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's beautiful advice. Okay, let's get to our last question here, and this is bounties. This is the moment we're actually going to invite you to get a little vulnerable.
Okay.
The audience, the individuals who are watching this, many of them may have a solution to your bounty. And so part of this is them being automation hunters for you, but a lot of this is I'm a Zapier certified expert. I've used Make. I've used a lot of the AI tools that are out today. I use them on a daily basis. I'm very embedded. So this is kind of a free, quick coaching session.
Right.
My question to you is this: when you consider your business as a whole, it's a complex system. Every complex system has exactly one bottleneck, meaning if you were to open the flow a little bit around whatever that bottleneck might be, the entire business would grow. Yeah. What's the bottleneck you're facing right now in your business, Megan?
Keeping track of leads. I think that's like the biggest thing. Like, I have a list, right? Like, I have my lead list. I have a CRM, which I don't use to its capacity.
There's that discipline thing poking up again. Yep, I hear you.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's the keeping track of my leads and then going back. So in particular, like med tech it's a long process to get to FDA approval and to get to a place where you need a marketer. And so I meet a lot of early stage startups and love to follow the journey, love to be connected to them, but it could be like 3-5 year process for them to get to a point where they need a marketer. And then so I like keeping in touch, but like sometimes that falls off like really easily. And I've done like, email marketing to keep involved. But sometimes I just want to be able to know where they're at, like from a development standpoint, instead of then going back and doing all the research.
Interesting.
Like, look at their website and like, where are they now? Like, I think it's just like keeping in touch with these really long tailed leads. That's like my big like pain, I guess, is just how do I keep them in my circle, or how do I be in their circle as they come into this journey of marketing down the road. Like, there's little things that we can help them with, even if it's like
interesting
or whatever. And so I think that I want to be in their realm, but I don't know how to stay in their realm for 3 years, right? Or 2 years.
Yep.
It's just like,
so
it's like a lot of work. And it's not that I don't want to do the work. It's sort of like the balance of the work now that I have in my hand and like keeping up with people who potentially could have some work.
I love it. Okay. So that long-term connection, staying present, top of mind is a challenge that I think many people face. What is preventing you, would you say, from using the tools you have to make that happen?
Yeah. I feel like I've done I think it's just I haven't tried enough stuff to see which is going to, what marketing tactic will work the best for me. So I think it's just the time factor, like the discipline. Is this a priority for me? Like, where does it rank on my priority list? I think if it's something that's bothering me enough, I will push it up the list. And it just hasn't been there yet. So I think 1, it's like the prioritization of it. And then 2, I think the real issue is just like, I haven't found a good way to keep in touch that's easy enough for me to do. So I sort of put it in the back burner. I'm like, that's too hard. See ya. Like that type of thing.
We'll do that later. do that
Yeah,
later. Yeah. Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
So I'm going to share a hack or two, and I'm also going to share an app or two that come to
Okay.
mind. Which CRM are you using?
I use Go High Level.
Go High Level. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two questions. Does Go High Level automatically pull in emails that you push back and forth between a specific client?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. And if you get a new client that just pops up on your calendar, you have
Yeah.
to enter it into Go High Level, or does Go High Level find it automatically?
It depends. Like, so if it's like I'm on my like LinkedIn, for instance, like if someone were to come into my network that way, I would have to like schedule it through Calendly or whatever. But if it's like a form that I sent them or that they filled out on my website, then it automatically pops into the CRM. So it depends on where they come in. So
Got it.
I think LinkedIn automation probably is a good place.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I want to introduce, so this is one I'd go look up. ATTIO is a brand new CRM that I just came across. And I thought, oh, wow, they've got a bunch of demo data in here. That's interesting. And I started looking a little closer, and that wasn't demo data. I was like, what do you
know them?
Wait a second. Holy crap. It filled out a list of 1,900 people that it put into my CRM. And then here's where it got interesting. It started to tag them. This is an e-commerce company. This is a warehouse. This is
sweet. Okay.
And nice. Then it went further. Here's how many Twitter followers they have. Here's how much estimated revenue they have. And I was like,
wow.
Like all of a sudden I was like, I know what my inbox is worth. Like it just dawned on me like, wow, this thing it could do some amazing things in terms of what's out there. So ATTIO is the name of that one. That one could be interesting just for you because it's like zero work to maintain because it just watches your email and your calendar.
Yeah.
I don't know about what automations you can do in terms of like setting it up so that, a calendar event with this specific title turns into a client versus others. Or their deal management system. I haven't played with that yet, but I was really surprised with how effective, like all I did was connect my calendar and my email and boom. So that was really cool. The second hack that I want to share with you, have you read a book called, and you might have based on how much you were talking about time blocking, Buy Back Your Time by David Allen?
I have, yeah. It's good. I should reread it.
That's by Dan Martell. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna edit that right out. The book is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. So you have read that one.
Yeah, but I should reread it. I like Dan Martell a lot. I think he's got a lot of good stuff out there. Good YouTube channel for sure. And follow him. I think that's a good point. I should go back and read it. Especially now that I'm actually doing time blocking, it'll be helpful for me to know, some shortcuts too.
So my thought around what you're doing is perhaps using CapCut and some conversations that you're currently having with clients, and like this one, Zoom call, make a habit of like having a Fathom recorder or something like that. Fathom's free. Come in and if you mention something to a client and you're like, wow, that's a really good tip that I should just share with my network. Like if you have kind of the instinct, I should post this on LinkedIn. What I would recommend you do is go say, hey, do you mind if I repeat that and record it because I'd like to use it for my social? And just right there on the call, repeat it and pontificate on it a little bit more, then go slap that in CapCut, pull out that little video, and then what you email your clients every month is 1 to 2 short video tips that everybody should go about. And it should come up naturally in your conversations. This could be a way that you create some... Exactly.
Okay. So, cool. I love that. Yeah.
So the hack is you're already doing this. You're already consulting with your clients. You're already telling them about this. You're already doing that work.
Yeah.
The apps that you can kind of pull in and kind of see where that goes. Like you could even put Fathom in there and have Fathom analyze the transcripts and then have the transcripts go to Zapier AI or ChatGPT-4 and like give me tips or tricks that could turn into LinkedIn posts or turn into a newsletter. And then it could fill your inbox with different drafts and you just go through and delete drafts that you don't like until you find one that you're like, yeah, that's awesome. And then, so it doesn't have to be video if you don't want to. It's already happening in your normal stream or flow.
I love that. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm surprised I didn't think of it because that's what we do for my customers is like we interview physicians or we'll interview like buyers at hospitals and we'll be just like have the conversation. Yeah.
Here's the last hack.
Yeah.
What you just said is the most common mistake good coaches make. If you're a business coach, which in a sense that's what a fractional CMO is, right?
Yeah. Right.
Good business coaches, good fractionals, one of the most common mistakes, and I made this mistake for years, they don't hire someone to be a business coach for themselves? And maybe you already have a business coach, but I'm guessing you don't have one who coaches around marketing.
No, not really. No. Yeah. It's more about,
That's
Sure.
the hack. I recommend that you allot yourself, $500 to $10,000 a month, however much you think you can afford. Go find yourself a coach. And if you need some recommendations, I know several amazing coaches who I use. And what you just said, like, I can't believe I didn't think of that. I do that for my clients. The reason you didn't think about it is because the pauper's kids never get shoes.
Yeah.
Right?
And marketers are the worst. They're the worst at marketing themselves for sure.
Yep. You nailed it. All right. That wraps up our episode. Thank you so much. I know we're a little bit over time, so thanks for sticking around, and I appreciate your time today.